And we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. This is not my session, it's someone else's session, but they will be interviewing me on my platform because we had network problems um, with the other one, with on her platform rather. So this is basically me waiting to be interviewed, and I think we should give her some time to request to join into the live video. I can see she's in. They haven't done this in 2 years, being on the other side, being interviewed by someone. So quite excited, quite nervous. Okay, they take over now. Waiting. Sure.
I'm here. I'm back.
I can hear you perfectly now.
You can hear me perfectly.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So, as we were talking, right, I was asking you as
No,
you
now the
will be
sound.
unpacking mentorship and purpose. Firstly, I'd like to know what is mentorship to you and what is it that we get wrong when it comes to mentorship? What is mentorship to you? I feel like it's very important before we talk about something to first define it and explain it so that when we continue with the conversation, we know what it is to you. So, what is mentorship to Karabo?
So to me, hello everyone. First, greetings. To me, mentorship is a relationship with an ultimate goal to better an individual, right? So
Okay.
the ultimate goal needs to be for the betterment of an individual. It can be the mentor or the mentee because teaching and learning goes both ways, right? And it is sustained by synergy, the will to meet each other halfway. You cannot go to the very far end to meet another person, yet you're trying to grow that person. So it needs to be a synergy of some sort between the mentor and the mentee. But what often sustains the relationship is the hunger of the mentee, the hunger
Okay.
in taking initiatives, the hunger, in for instance, if I'm your mentor, if we have a conversation today, 2 weeks down the line, we cannot be at the point where we're still having a conversation about it. I need to see how far are you with whatever we spoke about previously. So the depth of the mentee's investment in what they do and what they need from the mentor is the accelerating factor, is the one thing that keeps the mentor to to invest in them. So it is often the level of investment of the mentee in what they do that keeps the mentor doing what they need to do, helping where they need to help, referring them to where they need to be referred to. You asked about what are the misconceptions that people have about mentorship, what people get wrong, right?
Mm.
Yes. So for me, what people get wrong is number one, being spoon fed. They think be having a mentor, you then have someone who's going to spoon feed you with information. People who are in mentorship partnerships, they often go to the mentor to ask something they can find on Google. They often go to the mentor without doing researches on the things that they say they need to do. What sustains a relationship, like mentorship, like I said, it takes you to be willing to do the job. When you come to someone, you already know what you're talking about and you know how they can help you specifically. You can't say I need help and not know which area of whatever that you are presenting do you need help from. So number one, people think mentorship it's a spoon feeding program. Number two, duplication hubs, and this comes from the mentors themselves. There are certain people who cannot mentor. They don't have mentorship programs. They have duplication hubs where they produce replicas of themselves. They
Mm.
make you look like them.
Okay.
They make you sound like them. And when you look at the mentees, you can tell someone is growing. Yes, you were growing. You sound different. You speak differently, but you're not growing to be yourself. You're growing to be a replica of someone else. Now it makes sense when you tell me, oh, your mentor is this person because I can see them through you.
Through
You know,
you.
so that is one thing that mentors get wrong and mentees fail to pick it up. I'm not actually growing to become me. I'm growing to become an extension of this person. And that
Someone
is where
else.
we ruin it all. Yeah.
Mm.
And lastly, idolizing. When the minute you see me as a superstar, trust me, you will never learn anything from me because you glorify and idolize me so much that I'm unable to bring in the human nature in me. I'm unable to tell you about my mistake comfortably because you expect so much from me, and I can tell you are very driven. You expect so much. There's so much pressure for me to be this perfect person and present you with the ultimate good things in life without looking at the human nature, my imperfect nature as well.
Mm.
So those three for me are the things that people often miss, and they're very crucial in mentorship in particular. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, that's mouthful. I love the fact that you mentioned the first one, being spoon fed. Because a lot of us, like you said, you go to a mentor for things that you can even find on Google, or sometimes maybe you can just get a book and read about them. And I feel like then we get to be lazy or be comfortable when we get mentors. I like the fact that you're mentioning it. And I want to know, can one have a wrong mentor? Is there something as a wrong mentor? And do you believe that?
Well, as far as mentorship is concerned, it's different mentors for different phases of your life.
Okay,
So
okay.
I don't think there's a wrong mentor, but they may be wrong for the phase that you're currently in. You understand?
Oh,
So yes, so it's like friendships, it's like every other relationship where someone is really important and crucial for your development for a certain phase. And then there are certain phases where you need other people more than others. So you need to be very wise in terms of accepting who mentors you. Sometimes the person who's mentoring you, they're offering you things that you've outgrown as a person, you've passed that stage, but because you've always wanted this person to mentor you, you want to take that opportunity, but you're not growing, you're staying behind because you are taking lessons of the person you've outgrown. Give that opportunity to another person who's in the zone that you were in when you needed this person. So I don't think there's a wrong mentor. It's just a matter of different phases. When you are in high school, the things that you experience and what you want from a high school setup will be different from what you want in a university setup. You understand? So some of us are very lucky to have people who've been consistent with us. Some people have mentors who have grown with them. I'm one of them as well. But it's really fortune. It's really luck. It doesn't happen all the time. And also, you don't have to have one mentor. So even if you have a mentor that is not growing with you through your different phases of life, you still have other people coming in and stepping in. And in that way, then others become more dominant in your life than others. Others become more impactful in your life than others. So it always goes down to at what phase are you as an individual and
are
what do you
you?
need from a certain mentor.
Hmm. Okay, profound. I like that you're mentioning phases because I feel like we don't really notice that we are constantly in change. We are changing people. Like who we are today is different from who we were yesterday. So, like you
Definitely.
mentioned already, in different phases, you need a different mentor for that certain reason. I really love that. So, I I don't have a mentor, right? That's why I wanted to for us to like have this live so that I get clarity of what mentorship is. I really need help. So I don't have a mentor. So where can I start? Like where do I start? And I really think like if I have one, like a lot of things in my life would actually kind of change. There will be some sort of an impact. Like I'll see a change that, okay, someone is in the picture and they're directing me on, okay, not do this, do that, or maybe you should try this thing out. You get what I'm saying? So what I want to ask is, where should I start? Like, because I do have people around me who have influence, but I don't really
Mhm.
consider them as mentors because I haven't really well defined what mentorship is. But
Mentorship,
with what
yes.
you've just said, I get it. But then the question lies into being, where do I start?
It has to go to your core values as a person. There are people who will look up to, but when it comes to
Okay.
our values and belief systems, we vary, you know. And most of them are non-compromisable values, and they live by going against them. And two, they're very crucial things. They're very important things that you cannot compromise. So it goes down to looking at the commonalities that you have with the person as far as values are concerned, because whatever that they're going to advise you, they're going to advise you or give you advice on what they deem as important. And if in your list of what is important and priorities, you have things that are not similar to what they have, you are going to have a clash, right? And also, I think we need to make it out there that mentorship is not confined to one person and in one industry. I have mentors literally everywhere, like spiritual. I've got a spiritual mentor, I've got financial mentor, I've got a mentor for my career, I've got a mentor for quite a lot of things that ultimately make the whole of me. So don't take responsibilities and give them to one person, because no one is perfect. No one is going to give you the ultimate advice for everything, the best advice for everything. So you need to look at people for their strengths. You need to look at people for the best things that they can offer you. If someone is not good at something, don't force them, don't try to induce them. Otherwise you will get mediocre advice. You will get advice that will not be working for you. So when you approach a mentor, you look at the similarities that you have as far as belief systems and core values are concerned, and then you look at their strengths. What exactly are they mentoring you on?
Okay, and then weaknesses, should I look at that? What? It's just strengths that I should focus on.
Repeat the question. I didn't hear that.
Oh, I had mentioned that I should look at their strengths. So I'm asking, should I also look like at their weaknesses or like their weak points in determining if they are good mentors?
I'm struggling to hear you. What about weak points?
Oh, I'm saying you mentioned that I should just look at the strengths, right? Are
Yes.
weaknesses important in like determining who my mentor is? And
When
how
you
are
are
they?
looking to get the best when you're looking to get the best out of everyone, I don't think they matter much. It's just a conversation you need to have with yourself that people are imperfect just like you. So when you go there and you know that you are seeking something that is a strength to someone, they will be accelerated to help you, because they know themselves that this is something that I do quite very well. I can do it, you understand? So their weaknesses are not really, they don't really come into play, because that's not what you are looking for. You are looking for this thing that makes them
Okay.
strong. And just imagine the combination of having 5 people as mentors for different industries, or rather for different life aspects, and then all you get from them is their best versions of themselves. What does it do to you? So it's never really about, I don't think weaknesses come to play. It depends what you look for in the person, and I advise people to look for the best, as far as mentorship is concerned. Look at what someone is very, very good at, because some people go through phases. They won't be happy every day. So you better go to them with something that, no matter how they feel, they're still committed to doing that thing. So if you are going to look at my weaknesses, and I'm just going through the most as a person, I'm going through the most with family and everything, you come to me, you want something that's not my strength, I'm not going to be of service to you. So, and it also go down to understanding that, like I said, we are human. We go through rough patches and everything. Understanding also when to pitch, understanding your mentor to a point where you know that, oh, okay, he's going through a difficult period, let me just give him space. And because there are other mentors as well, the importance also of having multiple people is that when the other is unavailable, 3 more people are still around. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm.
The reason I'm asking about weaknesses, Nekarabu, it's because we have times where like you're so down and you are in a situation where you feel like I'm never gonna get out of here. So I feel like the reason I asked about weaknesses is that, can you not be able to learn from your mentor's weaknesses, as in like maybe they had or maybe they have maybe a similar weakness that you, how they get to deal with it, and how maybe that difficult situation, how they're able to overcome it. That's the reason I'm asking.
Certainly, I agree with you. We don't learn when things are perfect, when things are smooth going and everything, we hardly ever learn the sentimental of values. We hardly ever learn the most valuable lessons. Okay, what did I say before? Yeah, Islam. And for me, it's not about, let's not confine it to just mentorship, but just people generally.
Okay.
Sometimes we learn best in relationships that are the worst. Sometimes
Oh,
we learn the
that's
best
true.
lessons. You learn communication because you look at your parents' marriage and you see how the absence of that is affecting the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes with every other person. Certain things that, I think the best things that you learn is what they do not teach you, but what you observe them doing. So yes, you will have your strengths and everything. You will learn what's good about them. You will be always in a point where whatever you request of them is the best that they can give. But it also takes an eye for you to be able to spot the lessons in what they don't tell you, to spot the lessons in what they're uncomfortable to share with you. And of course, you will respect someone's privacy. You will respect the fact that they don't feel comfortable enough to share it with you. But when you are alone, it's a lesson to you that, oh, okay, this one does this, but there's also this. I think this is a weakness. How can I in my life avoid being that? There are people who are the best of writers and authors, but when it comes to communication with people, they lack, So you look at what makes someone the big thing, what makes them what everyone wants, and then you look at what are their shortcomings, what's the one thing that really is going against them, but they themselves may not see it at that point or are in denial about it. And you take that thing, you observe it, you look at how you can mitigate it as a problem in your life, because I don't think you can have it all perfect. But then you look at
That's
other
true.
people's weaknesses, and you look at how you in your life can mitigate that weakness, and for them not to overpass or overcome or overtake the good that you want. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. I really hope I'm
I
not
get
losing
you.
you there.
I get you. I totally get you. So I was watching this other TED Talk name, and they were more like, one can actually have fictional or imaginary mentors. Say maybe I watch a series and I see maybe an actress or maybe a certain character, and then I get to have or to see myself in them, and then throughout the whole series or that whole movie, I get to be mentored in some sort of a way, of maybe by just reading a book, and then you get to realize that actually this person, you don't know them, but then you're more like, okay, I can find pieces of myself in this
In their
person or
story,
in this, yeah, or in the story. Do you have that? Do you believe in that there are fictional mentors and imaginary mentors?
I do, but when you say fiction now, they're not, they're real. They are people.
Nah,
And
thing is,
then
we are saying they're fiction because it, remember,
they're
they're
not, it's
acting
not
out.
direct.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there is certainly when it comes to mentorship, direct and indirect mentorship. And for me, it has to be bonang, yo kelpi. But
That's
in
true.
my life, and she's not alone in that zone. In my life, I don't call them indirect mentors. I call them work ethic igniters. These are people
Okay.
who ignite my work ethic. Let me unpack it for you, one. It's
Please,
so
I'm here for that.
these are
Give
people
me.
these are people who work so hard that when I go to social media and come across their achievements, I'm like, hey, what am I doing? People are working. You understand? I feel that pressure. Like I literally feel it to a point where it affects what happens next. I click home, I go back, and if I have an unfinished project, I'm gonna finish it at that point, because I feel like these people they're constantly working. They're on their toes. There's no destiny there. They're always working. There's always a bigger picture. They refuse to be comfortable. You understand? So yeah, I think there are 9, if I'm not mistaken, in my life. I'm not sure if you want me to list them. Just to give you 3, it's Miss Judy Dlamini. I'm not sure if you know her,
I
the
know
Vice
her.
Chancellor of VET.
I know her.
Yes.
And before, can you please explain why them? What is it that why do you chose those people specifically?
I think they chose me. I'm kidding.
Oh,
But
nice.
it's
Yeah.
certainly the feeling. It's certainly the feeling that I have, because sometimes you see people, and yes, you are influential, you are big, you've got the numbers, but you're not. I don't see anything that I can gain from you. You can say something, I can listen to you, yes, but I'm not going to apply it in my own life, because I don't find you to be that impactful in my life. So those are people
Mm.
who I find really impactful, in a sense that I love football. I love football, and when I see Percy doing great things, and he's not stopping, it's literally every week Percy is trending for something, and I have a line of communication where I can speak to this person. What's more propelling? What's more, yeah, what's more propelling? So it goes down to the feeling that I get when I'm exposed to a certain figure. And what I like about me is that I'm very versatile. So it won't really be people in broadcasting only. It won't really be people in
Oh,
football only. It's a mixture
okay.
of energies. It's a mixture of people's work ethics in different industries. And I think for me, that is what keeps me going, because it's not someone just in football. When they say it's lockdown, then there's no football. Then what happens?
Football.
There'll always be someone whom I can look up to in the broadcasting industry, in the academic industry, in, leadership, in every other industries as well. So yeah, for me, it's the feeling that I have whenever I come across what they've achieved.
They've achieved. Okay. You are still mentioning them. Sorry, I disturbed you. You're still mentioning them for us.
Okay, I hope I don't miss anyone. So it's Pesitao, as I've said. It's
Mm-hmm.
Bonang Mateba, Miss Judy, um, Vusi Tembekwayo, definitely, John
Mm-hmm.
Maxwell, Nicolette Mashile, Melody Mia, and who else? Ndumiso Hatebe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all. I don't think I've missed anyone. Then that's me. Yeah, we are 9. That's me,
Mm-hmm.
ne?
You have your people. You
It's
have
me.
them. So I want to know, are you a mentor yourself? Are you a mentor?
I used to be, but I felt I was not of service. So I had to cut
Okay.
the relationship because I felt I'm not doing it the way I want to. I've been exposed to a type of mentorship where I literally had to take initiative with everything. People are so busy that the mentors that I have, I didn't ask them to mentor me. I ambushed them. I went this other time on national television, they asked who my mentor is, and I said Tanele Zulu. At that time, we never had a conversation about us being mentors and everything. So I really threw him under the bus because I knew if I was going to ask him, he was going to tell me about how busy he is and everything. Now
Mm,
that I've announced it on national television, the word needs
mm,
to come in. I need to come in and, um, take initiative, do things that are gonna make him stay at least, So we
mm.
got you the wrong way, but can you stay? Can you at least stay? And yeah, that for me has been that. What was your question? I think I'm deviating from what you asked.
I asked you if
Am I a
are
mentor?
you a mentor yourself, and then you were more like you felt like you were not of service. So I want
Yes.
to understand like what service really is you as a
Okay.
mentor. What is it that you want to give if you are to be a mentor, if you were to be a
Okay.
mentor?
So for me, I didn't want people to get mentorship the way I got it, because really you have to work. It's a matter of having something, an idea, you pitch it as a final product, and it's a matter of, no, I think you can improve on this and that. You have to come up with the whole concept. I want to be with someone and tell them how to do things from inception to it being real, being tangible. I want to be
Oh,
very involved. I'm a very hands-on person. And at this time, I can't really do that. I've got so much on my plate that it's gonna cut short the manner in which I want this relationship to go by. I want to give people the best versions of me, especially when it comes to mentorship, because self-empowerment alone really triggers me. It really gets me very passionate. I really don't want to give people mediocre things because time does not allow me. So I'd rather not do it at all,
at
or
all.
do it in a manner that's gonna kill it and nail it, and gonna produce the most excellent of people, the most excellent of individuals.
Mm,
So for me, I think it's something I should look at. I will look at in the near future, where maybe I have a mentorship program. I'm very passionate about the township, so it's most likely to be somewhere in the township where I'll be hands on. And because there's a lot of things happening, it's most likely to be post my degree, and maybe in my working days, whenever. But I'm definitely going to have a mentorship program where I'm going to be hands on and be as involved as possible. Because as much as we speak about indirect mentorship, as much as we speak about taking initiative, not everyone is gonna be positively responding to that kind of mentorship. Not everyone is gonna be responding in a way that they understand that it doesn't mean this kind of mentorship is any less than every other mentorship. It's just that you just need to apply yourself more. But we live in a world where we are the bridges between our people and their dreams. So the minute you turn them down on something small,
mm,
it's most likely to challenge them in a way that they feel incompetent. But the minute you get involved and tell them and work with the mind and, unpack it as to how you move from this point to this point, then you are good. And that, it takes time, that it takes time. You don't explain it once. People vary. You can explain it once to Tando and she gets it. But Karabo needs to hear it 10 times, and maybe the
That's
first time
true.
Karabo hears a no, the rejection, and then it's the end of Karabo. So I don't want that. I want to be very involved in a sense that I'm not going to lose anyone. When I mentor you, I'm definitely guaranteed that there's no way you're not going to be the best version of yourself.
Mm. Perfection or nothing. I like that. Nice. So now we are moving to purpose. You wrote a book on purpose and dominance. I don't know, would you
Yeah.
just give us just a brief summary on what can one expect from reading the book?
You said we need to define things first before we get into them. So
That's
for
true.
me, I define purpose as the true essence of your existence. The ultimate
Okay.
service of your life, under any condition, under any environment, under any circumstance. What is this ultimate service that is consistent through those situations? And that is your purpose, right? And dominance for me is having a strong presence. So channeling your purpose
Mm,
in a manner that makes you have a strong presence in whatever industry that you take. You shouldn't be ignored. You should be visible enough that they cannot speak about giants in that industry and not include you.
you.
So for
Mm,
me, that is how the title came about, purpose and dominance. So for you to be in an industry where you're not ignored, you are a giant, you are recognized, you are a veteran, you are everything that's very big and very best, you need to be doing what is in line with your purpose, because it needs to come effortlessly. As much as you need to work on mastering it and everything, there should be that natural push that is in you when you do that thing, right? So my book, this one, it's called Purpose and Dominance 1. And this is more of how your purpose relates to people, the lessons that come along with experiences you have, the opportunities that come along with experiences you have with people, anything that has to do with people and linking it to your purpose. It can be the mentorship that come to nurture your purpose. It can be the rejections that come to meant to nurture your purpose, and everything else, every other experience that you need to get with other people, you cannot get one-on-one, and how they relate to your purpose. And I think through my life experiences, I take people on a journey on how that has affected me, the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the not so good, the curves, we had to learn somewhere here and there, and how that has shaped who you see today as Karabo Dynamite. And I think there's something for everyone in each chapter. So as much as
mm,
it's more about my lived experiences, because I don't want to be ambitious and talk about theories I haven't tested, or talk about ideal situations I haven't been in, or fantasies or
mm,
anything. It's about
mm.
my life, more relatable, and but in that sense also having something for people who do not know me personally.
Nice. Okay, guys, you can get yourself the book. It's how much again? It's 130 on your birthday, right?
It's 150. You see, now you're revealing things.
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's a it's 150, but the
Mhm.
book will be 130 rands in celebration of my 20th birthday. And that will be, so the sale will be for 20 days, 20 years, 20 days. And
Okay.
the sale will be 20 rands off, and I'm
Oh,
turning 20. So it's from the 1st of October to the 20th of October. The book will be 130 rands. And then after, from the 21st hour, back to 150.
back to
And
one.
anytime before as well, back to 150.
Oh, okay. So, guys, you can get yourself the book. So, I want to know, have you found your purpose and what is it?
I have found my purpose, and my purpose is to enlighten. I've realized, like I said in the definition, purpose is the ultimate service of your life. In everything that I do, I share information, I become educational, I enlighten people. And that for me,
Mm,
I think that is my purpose. I think for me, that's the one thing I can do without, and I do it subconsciously. Sometimes I share things, people find humor in them, but there's still that lesson. So for me, it's being the bridge. My purpose is being the bridge between my people, and by my people, I don't mean black people, I don't mean Tonga people, I don't mean people from the township. I mean
mm,
everyone who believes in me, everyone who sees themselves in me, everyone who can relate to the things that I do. Those are my people. Black, white, Asian, Indian, colored. You are my person. You understand? So for me, my purpose is being the bridge between my people and where they want to be. We have a lot of people having very big dreams, very ambitious dreams, but they don't see themselves on the other side because they think they're incompetent or they need to alter themselves and they cannot get there naturally. So I'm the one person who enlightens them through whatever that I get from the other side and say, guys, RJ, let's come together. Let's bring more. The more the merrier, you know? So I'm that bridge that tells you that, Osha, body naturally, so honey, go rock that interview without makeup on. I'm the one that tells you how your natural self is the best version of self to get you to the other side. You don't need to alter. You don't need to spice it up. The way you are, that's what we need. That's what you need to be also present enough in that other side. You don't need to alter yourself so much. You don't need to conform to norms. I'm one person who opposes norms quite a lot. I'm one person who questions norms quite a lot because my people see those norms as barriers to where they need to be. I'm the one to say, no, you don't need this thing. Do it the way you want to do it. Get to the other side. They will adapt. They will catch up. You know, I mean, 5 years ago, we didn't know any other vendor song except Muvango's Dararora. So, you know the theme song, Muvango. We didn't know any vendor song. Today, we are hacking Matorokisi, we are doing things, and it's because one person from her people, which is Makazi, she saw, no, I'm not going to alter and say I'm going to produce gom or piano or anything. I'm going to do what will resonate with my people and take it to the other side and show them that it's possible. Today, everyone is hiking Matorokisi. I didn't know Today, I know that because it had to take that one person from a specific group to show his people who no, we can do this without having to alter anything. You look at Lionel Messi in football. You look at Nukovic knows English. You look at Serino, they are not very influent. They're not very fluent in speaking English, but look at their soccer careers, you know? So it goes to show you that you don't have to conform to the world where English is a universal language. You need to know it, you need to perfect it and everything. Do what you do. And then God will provide everything, will help you, will break boundaries, will break barriers. I'm that person to take you from A to B, you know? And without you having to alter much of yourself and sacrifice parts of yourself, crucial parts of yourself to get to the other side. So I think that is my purpose. I get passionate when I talk about it. Hello? I am struggling to hear you. Yeah, now I can, yes.
Okay. I like the fact that you mentioned, Hori, your purpose, you found it, and it's just one word. And like you're just here to enlighten people. But here's the thing that I've realized. I've been thinking a lot about purpose and what it is and how does one find it, right? So enlightening people, good, I get it. I feel like most people
I'm battling
get
to hear you. The sound
confused
is not
in the
good.
how. How do I enlighten people? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah. Enlightenment, yes. Now I can hear you.
I was saying, I when you say your purpose is to end. Oh, network is giving us real problems. Okay, let me try this.
Hello?
Hi, izosithola phambili le network.
Hello? Okay, yes. Try again.
Okay, can we end this live and then we come back?
All right, sure. Please save to IGTV. We need it. It's important. Oh, I'm the one saving this time. Sure.